Congresswomen?
That's a matter of intelligent guesswork. So let's engage in that for a moment. I would say that the president is reaching out to fans of Israel. That would be American Jews and far more numerous Christian evangelicals who are committed to Israel. You know, there was a convention here in Washington last week of one of those Christian groups that said it has 7 million members who are very committed to Israel. And so the president has written now on Twitter something very controversial that many people take to be racist, that these 4 women in Congress, Democrats, people of color, should go back where they came from. And so the president is reaching out to a constituency that he is confident will like him when he mentions Israel. So he did it. You heard Senator Lindsey Graham do it. By the way, you also heard Senator Lindsey Graham say that the president should aim higher, and President Trump perhaps willfully misunderstood that. Minutes ago, speaking at the White House, he said, aim higher? You mean not members of Congress? I should wait until it's a senator saying it? No, aim higher means, you know, higher morality, higher value. The president doesn't want to address that, Kalev.
Well, Dan, these women, these congresswomen have made remarks that have been, some have considered controversial, but let's focus just on one aspect of the president's remarks, the one that's really generating the criticism, telling them to go back where they came from. Is there any attempt to explain the meaning of that statement?
No, considering that one's born in Cincinnati and one in New York and one in Michigan, though she's the Palestinian-American Rashida Tlaib, born in the U.S., and you get the one Ilhan Omar, Democrat from Minnesota, elected to Congress last year. She's a refugee from Somalia, and so the president is calling her anti-American, and today added to that and said, have you seen what he didn't say her name, by the way, have you seen what she said about Al-Qaeda, saying how great Al-Qaeda is? Well, once, years ago, before getting into Congress, she mocked Americans for being afraid of Al-Qaeda. You can interpret that any way you want to. The president believes that for his base of voters, they'll agree these 4 are communists and dangerous. Here's an answer from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez of New York. She said on Twitter, it's important to note that the president's words telling 4 American congresswomen of color, go back to your own country, is hallmark language of white supremacists. Trump feels comfortable leading the GOP into outright racism, and that should concern all Americans. This we expect to hear at a more meaningful level from the more than 20 Democrats who are running for the White House. Look for that in the coming days. They will likely brand President Trump a racist. Kalev.
And Dan, just briefly, these raids, I wanted to pivot slightly, but it's a related subject. These immigration raids the White House has spoken about, according to reports, they are not quite as major as being billed.
The president is disputing that. He also mentioned it to reporters, and he said they're bigger than you know. We're not sure we should even give you all the information. They were very good, very successful, focused on criminals, getting criminals out of this country. I think above all, it's pretty clear the president's trying to make headlines, perhaps to frighten illegal immigrants, but certainly to inspire the base of Trump voters. Kalev.
All right. Certainly interesting times there in the Capitol and in the U.S. Dan Raviv from Washington, thank you for joining us.